This title is narrated with virtual voice. Computer-generated narration for audiobooks. One More Night, Bob Dylan's Never-Ending Tour. By Andrew Muir. Foreword. This book concerns itself with what Bob Dylan fans have come to call the Never-Ending Tour, NET, which began on 7th of June 1988, at the Concord Pavilion, Concord, California. It is still going strong as I type this in the year 2012, approaching 2,500 shows, and 25 years later. Dylan dislikes the name The Never-Ending Tour. He sees the tours since 1988 as disparate in nature, and claims in the liner notes to World Gone Wrong that the first of these tours ended when guitarist G.E. Smith left the band. Dylan has gone on to make the reasonable points that nothing lasts forever, and that touring is his trade and no one talks of never-ending bricklayers or such like. Notwithstanding Dylan's valid points, the series of tours since July 1988 stands in stark contrast with all Dylan's tours prior to that date, as I shall detail below, and a term is needed to allude to this. Never-ending tour is the commonly used term, and, it has to be acknowledged, it is tremendously more wieldy as a term of reference than a series of disparate tours. Only the first one of which, from 1988-1990, can be referred to as the Never-Ending Tour, but which nonetheless share a distinct difference from all of Dylan's tours, pre-1988, and have been continuing every year since then. The term was first defined, if not actually coined, by Dylan himself. It's all the same tour, the Never-Ending Tour. It works out better for me that way. You can pick and choose better when you're just out there all the time, and your show is already set up. You know, you just don't have to start it up and end it. It's better to keep it out there with breaks, extended breaks. We even have presidential backing for continuing to use the term. In February 2010, Dylan took part in performance at the White House, a celebration of music from the civil rights movement. President Obama introduced Dylan as the man who was good enough to take time off from his never-ending tour, Mr. Bob Dylan. The NET tours are different to those that preceded them in style, format, presentation, and frequency. The Dylan of the NET plays around or over 100 shows per year. The only time Dylan had ever exceeded 100 shows in a year prior to 1988 was during 1978's World Tour. His infamous 1966 tour numbered just 41 gigs. 1975's legendary Rolling Thunder Revue was 10 fewer than that, and the year immediately preceding the NET, 1987, was exactly midway between those two at 36 shows. As we shall see, the NET that began in 1988 was a startling contrast to the Dylan tours of 1986 and it was, and remains, a traveling show that allows him to focus on the here and now, presenting the songs and himself as present and changeable, rather than ossified in some former incarnation. My aim is to put the vast and unwieldy NET into some kind of perspective, to examine its importance in the context of Dylan's overall career, and to chronicle the comparisons and contrasts between individual legs of the tour. However, this book is not just about the NET as a lengthy episode in the life of Bob Dylan. The Never-Ending Tour has also become a phenomenon in my own life, so it is also the tale of a fan who has traveled to a substantial number of these shows over the years, and who has listened to tapes, and watched video footage, of many of the others. These unofficial recordings have been obtained over the years via fan networks, initially on C90 tape, then CDRs, and now as computer files. At the beginning it took time and dedication to acquire every tape. Nowadays any live debut of a song is instantly available around the globe. I want to tell you about this fan's experience of the NET. That experience has been both a cherished and an exhilarating one, though admittedly not without a degree of obsession that borders on the unbalanced. At the same time, this is not simply a fan's memoir. I do intend to bring some critical analysis, objectivity and balance to my account, though these are not always qualities I can guarantee to take to the shows themselves. The sheer scale of the NET is overwhelming. For those who have been there since it started, the NET forms a large portion, probably over half, of our adult lives.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.